The United States and China have been engaged in a trade war for several years. This conflict, characterized by tit-for-tat tariffs, has strained the global economy. In a potential sign of de-escalation, trade officials from both countries met in Geneva in May 2025. The U.S. delegation was led by Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent and U.S. Trade Representative Jamieson Greer. The U.S. went into the Geneva talks with a clear objective. The immediate goal was not to achieve a comprehensive trade deal. Instead, the U.S. aimed to halt further tariff increases. Treasury Secretary Bessent stated this goal publicly, emphasizing the need to stop the escalating tariffs. The trade war has already had a significant impact on bilateral trade. US-bound shipments from China have plummeted by 60% since March 2025. This sharp decline highlights the disruption caused by the ongoing trade dispute. The Geneva talks, while preliminary, represent a tentative step towards easing trade tensions. Both sides have acknowledged the negative consequences of the trade war. The meeting signals a willingness to engage in dialogue and explore potential solutions. The trade war's impact extends far beyond US-China relations. Both economies have felt the strain of the prolonged conflict. The United States experienced its first quarterly economic contraction in 3 years. This slowdown is partly attributed to the trade war's impact on businesses and consumer confidence. China, heavily reliant on exports, has also suffered economic consequences. Chinese factory output experienced its sharpest decline in 16 months. This decline reflects a weakening demand for Chinese goods due to US tariffs. The trade war's ripple effects are felt globally. International organizations like the IMF, OECD, and World Bank have expressed concern. They predict slower global growth, increased inflation, and a potential US recession. The interconnectedness of the global economy amplifies the trade war's impact. The uncertainty surrounding the trade dispute creates volatility in financial markets. This instability can hinder investment and economic activity worldwide. In response to the economic challenges, China has taken steps to mitigate the trade war's impact. The Chinese central bank has implemented measures to boost liquidity in the financial system. These measures aim to encourage lending and support economic growth. One key measure was the reduction of reserve requirements for banks. This reduction allows banks to lend more money, increasing the money supply. Additionally, China has lowered interest rates to make borrowing cheaper and stimulate economic activity. These monetary policy actions demonstrate China's commitment to stabilizing its economy. By injecting liquidity and lowering borrowing costs, China aims to cushion the blow from reduced exports to the US. The effectiveness of these measures remains to be seen, but they signal China's proactive approach. The Geneva talks are just the beginning of a long and complex process. While a single meeting cannot undo years of trade tensions, it does offer hope. The US sees the talks as the first step in a potential de-escalation process. The possibility of a future trade deal remains uncertain. Any agreement would require significant concessions from both sides. Key issues include intellectual property protection, forced technology transfer, and market access. Despite the challenges, the potential rewards of a trade deal are significant. A successful agreement could boost global economic growth and stabilize financial markets. The road ahead is long, but the Geneva talks offer a glimmer of hope for a more cooperative future.